So just wanted to show how I make magic circles and any tips that I may have. I don't really know if it's of much help though, but I hope you could find something useful. So how I make my magic circle is usually I hold the yarn like this, I just wrap it around my finger, and then on the other side I make like an X. So I take this under here, like just under the first one, and pull the back row underneath. I try to do with the other one too, but it's always a little tricky. There we go. And I also just kind of pull that through. Then here I have the circle, and what I first do is just tighten this first thing up. And yeah, then I put 2 fingers in here to just kind of hold it and also to stop this from slipping out. And also to like hold this still, because if there's only one finger it's just all over the place and it's a bit inconvenient. So yeah, what I do then is of course have this somewhat tight. I hold my yarn, like just fold it around my arm, and then I do this like that. If you want even more control, you can do this, but that could make these stitches very tight. So yeah, just kind of pull it through like that. You don't have to copy how I hold my yarn, but just in case if you wanted to know. So yeah, I hold it like this. You might want to do some adjusting with this, like make it bigger if you have like thicker fingers, just so you can fit 2 in. It's only to hold it stable. So then what I do is I take this underneath both of these strings, pull this under, and have these. This is where this is good, because you can just kind of have it stable. So then I would just pull my yarn through both of these. So then I continue with that. For example, if I want to make 6, that was number 1. There we have 2. 3. Oh, and you can see this getting a little close there. Pull that out. That was 3. 4. 5. I'm a little bad at taking these through, but that's not a big problem. Then we have 6. So here we have the 6 ones. So I'm just quickly gonna take this out. Put in this just so it doesn't. It's just a regular old bobby pin, just so it doesn't go anywhere. And then something like I just like to do, because I also get very anxious about like having all my stitches like correct and not missing any, that I use one of my stitch markers and either just a regular toothpick or I just use the needle itself. So what I do is this one is this very first one. It's a little hard to see, I think, but you can always just count from the end here. So where you don't count this string that you have out here, it's always just these. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over here. So to make sure you can always find the first one, you can kind of just, because they're always just a little hard to get in. So what I do is I just kind of put it through here. That was not the first one. Yeah, it's a little hard. You just have to fickle with it a bit. Now I use just the toothpick to just kind of open up the space. Yeah. So now there's some space in that very first one. So I open my stitch marker and I kind of just pull it, take it through so I can always know where my first stitch is. Then I pull the ring shut. I'm sorry if you can hear my computer going off in the background. Can't really do much about that. So yeah, now I have it, and usually after I've done a couple of rows of stitches around this, I make a knot with this leftover thing. Just a couple of knots in here just so it's tight and it doesn't like roll out or anything. So now you know where the first stitch is, and you have your, of course, the rest of your string here, the loop you're going into. And the thing is about the loop, or if you ever like, take your needle out of your crochet work, is that I found that to put it in correctly, or at least if you're doing like the yarn over technique, it's also possible to do yarn under, but I just don't know the specifics of that. So what you do is I'm just gonna put it in, but this is not gonna be the correct way, because you see here, when I pull on this string, the front part of this loop should be going down, and that means that this should be in the front. Where's the front part moving? So there. And then to know where your first loop is, of course you have the little stitch marker here, and I just like pulling on it a bit just so I can like make it real loose so I know exactly where that is. I pull it out, and I just, it's always just a struggle to get that in the first loop. That's where you really gotta utilize your hook. Oof. So I just kind of, can you even see? Oof, damn, okay. Kind of using my hook to just get it through. There we go, now I have it over the first part. Can we see? Thank you. And pull it through. Or not, okay. I'm sorry if this video is a little chaotic, I just did it on the fly. There we go, that's the first one. And something I usually do is marking my stitches, because I know that is the very first stitch, but I don't really like putting it in afterwards because I always get like nervous, like did I do the right stitch? So I found that if this is just going back, so this is just the plain magic circle, the hook in the right place. So I go into the very first thing here, pull it through once, and before I pull it through again, I just kind of put in the stitch marker there and close it, because I know that that's going to be the top of the actual stitch. It's just around the stitch behind here. So then I go and I do that, and I have, oh, I lost a thread. The stitch marker placed where it needs to be. So then after that, after you've worked a couple of rows, just tighten this, like really just pull it to make sure that it's tight, and just make a couple of knots so it doesn't go out. So yeah, that's how I make a little magic circle. I hope this could be of any help.